know that. We know all the history. But either way, we got there, and it's finally here. Casey Norton taking on Isaiah Torres. So we're going to bring the man in himself. What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
What's happening, Wonder Bread Warrior? How you doing?
Doing good. This is really exciting. My heart's pounding. This is fun.
Nice.
What the fact that you're stepping up for a title fight, or the fact that you're on Table Titans right now?
Table Titans right now. Table Titans. I don't get. I haven't done it. I haven't done an interview in a long time, so it's it's fun, and you guys are fun to talk to, so it's gonna be nice. Usually, like you get an interview, and it's like some dude who gets hired by the promotion, you don't even know him, but yeah. So this will be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome aboard, man. It's Paul always harping on how it's easy to get on the show, and this is short notice opportunity that you're stepping up on, and it's just an exciting fight in and of itself. So I'm happy to have you on to give you a chance to promote and give the people a what's what or what they can look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited for this fight. I wholly respect Isaiah. He's a good fighter and all that, but it's just going to be a banger. I'm so excited for it. As soon as I heard that Baldino was out, I was immediately like, we're in. I want to be the guy there. I want to be that guy there. So
yeah, I'll be honest.
It all works out in the end.
It all works out in the end. One thing that I appreciate is Jeff hit me up when we announced Isaiah before, and me and him were kind of in the DMs, and I'm just like, you're not wrong. I was like, Casey should get a shot. Absolutely. When Valdina, who was a champion trying to go double champ, it was like, all right, dude, I kind of have to, give him that opportunity as well. But life isn't a straight line. There's always curves and ways to get there. We're here now. You picked up that big win at Cage Titans against Joe Poria. You had a huge win against Justin Valentin, who's fought for our title before against Mitch Raposo. It's hard to deny that you're the top guy in the flyweight division around here. What are you looking forward to most in Isaiah, and what do you think that you bring to the table that can kind of solve that puzzle and try to take that belt back home to Connecticut?
Well, I'm honestly really looking forward overall to see how he feels grappling. I mean, I think I have better wrestling than he does overall. And I'm not putting any shade on him. He's crafty off his back for sure. Obviously the triangle on Joe. But I also am not sleeping on my striking either. I could definitely hurt him on the feet as well. I'm good everywhere. You know what I mean? And he's gonna have to be good everywhere. And that's what I'm hoping, because I hope that he can bring that out for me, and so that I can use him as this canvas that I can paint on a little bit. So I expect to have a full MMA fight at all times, and I don't know what he's expecting, but it's not going to be just striking or grappling. It's going to be both. So and like always, I'll go where the fight needs to be done to win, and if that's grappling or striking, I'm fine with both. So it's going to be a banger.
Nice. Andy, what do you got to follow up? I got a fun question, but we'll keep it to the analyst stuff on the matchup.
Yeah, it's more just you guys have both showcased some serious durability in there. I think you bring a suffocation kind of pressure, and that's kind of what he survived through against Joe Poirier and second round. He kind of flipped the switch. Do you see yourself bringing that kind of same approach? I know that you're comfortable taking it anywhere, but you had a real suffocating style against Poirier in your win against him, and you guys both beat him in two totally different ways. So I'm just enamored by the matchup to see you guys both challenge each other. But do you see that? How do you see you playing out as the fight goes on later if you find yourself in top position?
I think for one, and obviously I'm not in Joe's mind in that fight or anything like that. But I felt like Joe had gassed himself and kind of blew his wad a little bit in the first round, and came into it the second round, gas. And I don't know if he was planning to grapple him, but I felt like he was planning to strike with him a little bit, and then he was like kind of gassing himself, and he wanted to bring it to the ground. Um, that will not happen with me for sure. I will be 5 rounds prepared, no doubt, and I'm not making any slip ups like leaving my head straight down, trying to throw ground and pound so he can slip a triangle in. Like that's just not happening with me. My top game is damaging and killing. Like you said, suffocation. And I always try and bring a relentlessness to ground and pound because I remember being an amateur and like I had wrestled in high school and stuff like that. And I had really leaned towards grappling when I had first started out training when I was like 14 or 15, just because I didn't really understand striking as much at the time, although I had boxed and kickbox. But I had really aligned myself with grappling. And throughout my amateur stuff, I hated watching my own amateur fights. And I'm still like that now a little bit with my pro fights. But I mean, every pro is probably like that. But I just was like falling asleep watching my own fight. I was falling asleep, and I had to make that decision. You know what I mean? I think I was right after a knee surgery, and I was watching my own fights, falling asleep in bed. And I was like, I have to be different. If I can't watch myself, then other people can't watch me. Like this is ridiculous. So I had totally flipped the script, changed my striking completely, and working with Jeff, wrestling totally upped my entire game. Obviously doing damage, which we saw in the Justin fight and the Joe Poirier fight. I do damage on top. And I hope he's prepared for that too, and I'm totally prepared for 5 rounds, and I'm okay. I hope it goes 5 rounds because I've never had a 5-round fight before, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I see myself pressuring him, and also if I feel uncomfortable with pressuring him, I'm fine with staying on the outside with him and sniping him too. I love technical games, and he seems technical, so I'm fine with going into those type of waters with him. I really feel like I can go anywhere with him.
Yeah, just the way you made it sound like at this point in your career, you've been making a knack for finishes at flyweight, which is commendable for any weight class, let alone the one that you're in. But you really seem to want that 5-round test. And yeah, I definitely think you and Isaiah both are going to bring the best out of each other to make it that 5-round war. Neither one of you wants to quit, and both of you want that belt bad. But is that like a test that you really want to go through yourself? I've never seen somebody light up for a 5-round war like that.
I mean, it's like of course, like not to say I want an easy win, but of course, a 1st-round finish, a 2nd-round finish, I'm happy with anything that's given to me. But at the end of the day, when you draw the line in the sand and you're trying to find out who you are as a person, you want to try and push yourself to those type of limits. And that's really, for me, what martial arts is overall, is just trying to find the depths of your soul in a sense. And you need a good dance partner to do that. If you have somebody that breaks early, then I just never got to get to that point yet. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see if he can push me to that limit. I want to see that. I want to see how far it takes. So.
No, I appreciate that about you. Some guys don't ever get the tests, and then they roll the dice when they get to the next level, and it's too late.
Yep.
To kind of fix those or to answer those questions. So I appreciate fighters, like yourself, and it's a testament to you and your school. Like Jeff and the team is never afraid to take tough fights and really challenge their fighters.
Yep.
In a day and age of the past, over 15 years of doing cage fights, the days where bum fight and hope you get to the UFC, and then you figure out if you're a real fighter or not. And these guys are figuring out, oh shit, like I'm Jeff's always been the type of guy, even when he was a fighter, I'm fighting the tough fights, like not taking lay down fights. I mean, it truly is something that wasn't appreciated in years past, and I'm seeing it more appreciated as we're going. So I do appreciate you and your team looking to take these type of challenging fights. I mean, look at your last few fights. I mean, 5-2, and one was now against 7-2 Joe Poirier, top ranked. I forget what Justin Valentine's record was, but he was.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Stud. But like you're just fighting studs after studs after studs. You're fighting in your hometown or home state at Reality, and I'm sure you could be like, hey, lay out the red carpet and give me a warm body to beat up. But you're taking tough fights there too. So you're not even doing the hometown thing where you're like, give me bums because I'm going to sell a bunch of tickets in my hometown. You're taking tough fights. And Isaiah is very much like that as well. Like he's a guy that's gone on the road and taken tough fights. So I'm excited. I think you guys truly are going to push that test against each other, and I'm stoked for the fight. I think the fans are going to be in for a treat on fight night. But
yeah. I mean, iron sharpens iron always. I the goal for me has always to get good enough to be considered good enough to be in the UFC, and the path for that is not bums. I don't want to be a can crusher. And even if I don't make it to the UFC, I don't want people to look at my my record and be like, this dude fought 3 0-1 dudes. Like that's, I when I retire, I want to look back on my record and be happy about it, and know that I didn't take any easy roads. And like I said, iron sharpens iron. The only way to get better is to go against good people, and that's anybody who's in the flyweight division who's got the belt or is above me. So
anybody
that's
can
what we're
get
here
it
for.
when it comes to
Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Valdina can get it. I'll go with Joe Poirier again if that's the case. Like I'll welcome him to the division, no problem. And I like Valdina. I do. I like him. We've trained together. He's a nice dude. We laugh together. But it's business, baby. I mean, you got a target on your back if you want to step in my division. That's all I'm saying.
All right, man. I love that. I got some fun things. I always like to talk about the fights. I got two questions for you. Well, one is a reminder. Can you remind everybody, because there's always new viewers, remind everybody where Wonder Bread came from?
It's a little racist, but
you started that last time the same exact way.
So when I had started training MMA and everything, I was a backyard kid. Me and my friends, we had started we got the UFC video game. I think it was UFC Undisputed 2 or something like that. And you could make a character and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we would just go in the backyard and we would try the moves that the characters would do. It's like, does this hurt? Does this choke somebody? Like whatever, just trying to fuck around and find out. But when I had finally, I had convinced my dad, or I didn't really have to convince him. He was like, fuck yeah, let's go to an MMA gym. But when I started to go to MMA gym, it was basically like, I was the only white kid in the whole gym. I went to a place in Waterbury. I think it was Waterbury at the time. And I was the only white kid there. But I had some grappling experience from the backyard or whatever. And my first ever roll, I rolled with one of their guys and I choked him out with a rear naked. Just, I was terrible, but he was probably a little bit better than me, but I was just scrappy. And there was this huge, huge dude. He came up to me. He's like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Terryville. Terryville? What do they got over there? Whole wheat? And then it went from whole wheat to white bread, whole milk, and because I was the only white guy, And eventually, one of my girlfriend's little brother, he was like, you love peanut butter and jellies. Like, it's like your favorite food. Like, why aren't you the Wonder Bread Warrior? And I was like, I don't have a nickname, so let's do it. I'm the Wonder Bread Warrior.
I love that story.
Love
and I always say to Andy, when I repeat myself, we've been doing this for a long time, but it's like we've all heard the story a million times, like when we tell stories, but there's always new viewers that haven't heard it. So I'm glad you were able to share that story. The one I kind of like whole milk. That would have been kind of cool.
Whole milk's funny, good. Yeah. Well, wheat bread, pita bread, Texas toast. It's all good.
Texas toast.
When I cut weight and I'm 125, I call myself pita bread, and then when I'm fat and thick, then I'm Texas toast.
I like it.
When you're cutting weight, man, I was looking for pictures because, as you know, we do the photos at weigh-ins. So I'm looking for the pictures for the poster. And, dude, your eyes are all sunk in.
I looked horrible. That was such a bad cut. That was a bad cut.
I was like, geez. I'm like, I'm doing this kid dirty by using this picture.
Dude, I know.
I
know.
tried to enhance it a little bit, but yet the eyes were sunk. I was like, yeah, whatever.
I spent 8 hours in the sauna for that cut, and I just stopped losing weight. 8 hours. It was rough. It was a rough cut.
So we got the Wonder Bread Warriors story. And I'm going to point this out because I'm a fellow non-teether. These are fake. These are gone. How did we lose the tooth?
Oh, dude, it's an even funnier story.
I figured it was going to be something good, so you got to hit us.
What I usually say to people is which time did I lose them? Because I've lost them many times. The first time, I was like, I think I was in second grade or something like that. And my adult teeth just came in, maybe like 3 weeks before I had lost them. My adult teeth just came in, and I was on a bicycle, and I was chasing an ice cream man on another road. So like my house was on one road, and then above my house was another, and they met at an intersection. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna beat this ice cream man there and get me a fucking creamsicle ice cream or something. So I'm pedaling, and you know when you pedal hard on a bike, it's like going back and forth super hard. My front tire hit a curb, and the bars went sideways. I just went like face first into the ground, and I like scorpioned myself. Like my whole face slid like maybe 2 feet on the concrete. I got up, like blood everywhere, teeth smashed. I had like holes in the back of my teeth from the sand that came in and everything. It was terrible. I was bleeding out of my ears. It was terrible. But I happened to fall in front of my best friend's house. And I went there. He wasn't home, but his mom was home. His mom opens the door. She screams. She's like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." She was like having a panic attack. And I'm crying already as well. She starts crying. We're both crying. Everybody's crying. And she doesn't know what to do. She has no clue what to do. So she goes over to the fridge and grabs like a cold stick of butter, like ice cold, and puts it on my exposed teeth. And I just freak out. Like it was horrible. But that was the first time I lost them. And then I lost them another time.
Just missing that one?
I'm missing 2 in the front. And then the others got smashed in half. So I got a lot of repairing work in the front ones from that one injury. And then another time I stepped on my friend's nuts underwater, and he came up and headbutted me by accident, knocked him out, lost him in the water. Skateboarding, I got him knocked out skateboarding. The most recent time, and I just haven't done it since. I haven't got him fixed since this most recent time, is I had a shitty mouth guard and I got head kicked, and then they just came out.
Wow. That's crazy. So now you just you said, fuck it. I'm not even going to waste my time.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to my dentist about it, and he's like, I could give you implants, but there's a chance you can get them knocked out. And I'm like, I'm already like 5 for 5 on knocking them out, so I'm not wasting the money on the implants. When I retire, I'll get implants or something.
Yeah, mine isn't as cool as a story. I lost mine, one hockey puck, all 14, these 2, and then 2 down here. I never replaced because many people can't see it because my bottom lip. So I'm like, I'm not going to pay $20 grand for teeth that no one can see.
Yeah.
I got 2 implants on the top. I took a hockey puck to the face, and I remember I picked up my teeth and I put them like in my glove, and I kept playing. I think Johnny Cupcakes might have even been playing with me at the time. This was before we were in fighters. And I just kept playing, and like my lip was split open too. So my lip was just gotcha. And finally, I played for like 10 more minutes, and they were like, dude, you're bleeding all over the ice and it's not stopping. You got to get the fuck off the ice. Like, it's just disgusting. So I did. I left, and then I got like 10 stitches on the inside of my lip and 20 on the outside to close my lip. It was like a vagina. It was gross. Not that vaginas are gross, but the cut was gross. But I gotta specify because Johnny Cupcakes, I'm following him up, so I can't say.
Yeah. Can't be 10% more, 10% more gay or nothing.
So,
vaginas are great, yes.
Exactly. So that's how I lost my teeth. And a couple times, like you said, it just fall off, and I had to fucking jam it back on there. I remember one time before Cage Titans, I wore a suit every day to work, and I remember taking it out. It fell out in the middle of a meeting day, and I just had to fucking jam it up there and just kind of hold it in with my tongue a whole fucking meeting. It was crazy. But Teeth and nuts, man. Teeth and nuts.
Yeah, I when I lost them swimming, I was swimming in a lake, and I was so upset because teeth are expensive. I got the whole thing. Me and like 8 of my friends were like searching around in a lake for teeth, and we didn't find them, but so I know how it is.
Yeah, man, so crazy. Well, anyways, man, we enjoy your time coming in. We look forward to seeing you take on Isaiah Torres. The floor is yours. Any last, parting things that you have before we let you run?
I mean, not much other than I guess like some general shit talking. Like I got nothing against. I don't like the shit talk unless it's coming at me. So I respect Isaiah for anything. But if he wants to talk shit, I'm definitely down. I'd rather give it than start it. But I just bring your best.
He'll be on next week. So
if he talks a lot of shit, bring me back on, and then I'll talk heavy shit.
Yeah, you know what we'll do is maybe next week we'll put you on standby. He couldn't do tonight. He's actually, I think it's public knowledge. He's a prison guard, so for whatever reason,
I didn't know that
he couldn't do tonight. But he said he'd be around for next week, so maybe we'll have you on standby. We don't manufacture shit talk. We're not asking anybody. But if he says some stuff and you want a rebuttal, I am all for rebuttals. I always say that. I'm like, I'll always let you get a little back and forth if you want it. But
yeah, he's cool. He seems cool. He seems like a fighter. But if he wants to talk shit, I'll talk shit back. And same thing with Valdina. If he wants to fight at 25, I'll fight Valdina and fuck him up too.
And Casey, in the party, he goes, Norton sucks. He thinks everybody sucks if it's not the party. So
yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat the party.
It is, man. He's tough. All right, man.
He missed a bullet. That's what happened. He missed a bullet.
We'll put a cork in that one for maybe down the line. All right, buddy. Thank you so much, Casey. Good luck with the rest of camp, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Casey Norton. Should have changed his name to the dentist.
The dentist. Actually, I thought he was going to say the mom took out milk and put because they say you're supposed to put teeth in milk. So I thought that's what he was going to do. And then I'm like, oh, we could have full circled the whole milk nickname, man.
Yeah. No kidding. Oh, man. Well, I'm that much more excited for this fight card coming up after hearing how excited Casey Norton is, jumping up on short notice.
Party hour with TLC 8711. Do you have pink hair in that profile picture, Party? It looks like he's got pink hair in that. He might.
Good.
Dude, that might be his Tinder profile picture. He's looking handsome. Now I'm seeing what Johnny was talking about earlier. Party, if you missed earlier, you gotta go rewind and listen to Johnny. His description of you. It was about the party, right?
Kenny champion, 3% gayer, and then the party, no percent needed.
No percent needed. He said, so Party, go watch. He said he made some choice comments and gestures about Kenny. And then I ended the interview with asking him about you. And he was like, I don't need to be any gayer. I'm all in for the party. He started talking about your lips and all kinds of stuff, man. Ian Barrett, what's going on? Thinking 45 or 150 for Ring Titans 2. Actually, I have a phone call to finalize details on Ring Titans 2 tomorrow. So, Ian, stay tuned. We'll get you that information. But anyways, Andy, we had cupcakes on. We had Casey Norton. We had some shakeups this week on the card, and we haven't really had much time. We'll kind of finish it up. Casey said he forgot to make a dick joke, and the party wants on. Let me give the party. I was going to ask you, Andy, actually, Party, it's in the comments. Just copy and paste it. But some shakeups on the card, some new fights announced. Thurman Hargrove versus Ash Rao, the White Tiger. Obviously, Casey Norton stepping in for Valdina, take on Isaiah Torres. What's some of your initial thoughts, on the fight card and things like that? The poster, actually, we haven't even talked. I'm so excited for the poster too.
Yeah, the poster drop is looking mint. I like the theme of it. I was excited for Valdina going for champ status, but like you mentioned before, it's kind of undeniable to have Casey Norton slip up into that spot as well. He's been at the top of the division, already holds a win over Joe Poirier. You could have made the argument that he should be ahead in terms of who's vying for the title. So it's a short notice replacement, but it doesn't feel like it's a replacement. It feels like it's just the same top of the bill flyweight title fight with the body of work that Casey Norton has put in. We know that Andrew Valdina is obviously a staple at Cage Titans, going for champ status at undefeated, was huge on paper, but Casey Norton's just as exciting of a fight, if not more, because he's so prevalent in the division already. So I think whoever wins is one win. I mean, it's tough to get on the Contender Series this year because it's pretty much over, and there's going to be a lot of time in between now and when the next season starts. But Casey Norton wins this. He's sitting at 6-2 with defense or so. He's right on par as the next top contender in the weight class. And he already mentioned the list of names that he's willing to meet in the middle. So I've always been a fan of his. Hearing how game he is just at this stage, this time around with the interview, makes me that much more of a fan of his. And we'll see how they comes to fruition there. And Isaiah Torres, the champ, obviously goes without saying. He's a title defense or so away from being in the same position on a Contender Series call. He's got the international, he's more on the national scene. He's not a local guy, but still, he's put in a body of work as the traveling fighter as well. And it'd be just as exciting to have him be the next Cage Titans representation at the next level. So,
All right,
plus,
cool.
I'm a huge fan of what he did against Joe Poirier as well. His jiu-jitsu so slick. So I like the matchup. They're both going to pose a lot of problems for each other. And as always, honored to orate the story of the fight.
Perfect.